Get this restarted. Now that that's figured out, doing Pharma. Ask for nothing in particular. I will probably not be able to give Great Black Dahlia advice because I have not touched or played versus the character because beta was beta was beta. But we're going.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's showtime.
You did the jump light kick too early. That's kind of why everything fell apart. Kill. Hot low. Yeah. Mixed on incoming. Mix again. Yep. Oh. Something tells me they didn't want that. Okay. It blocks. Yeah. I don't know if you have the time to really be trying to play the slow game with monsters. Nope. One final chance at life. Good mix. Kill for one bar. Go the other way, keep the corner. Corner incoming is so much more threatening than mid-screen. Oh, one more touch. Unfortunate drops. Get thrown. Good night. I'm gonna just speed this up. Alright. So, from what little I've seen of Dahlia, she really likes hovering in this space. So, the things I'm thinking of are, it's very similar to Fuqua or Valentine, where I'm kind of just, that is perfect M-shot space. There is very little they can do to punish you from full screen. So I much more often tend to default to M-shot than any other shot in this matchup. And so, like, if we're comparing it to those two, she's just hanging out in this space. Good air throw. That was a little spaghetti. Nice. Cute. So I guess you didn't expect the bikes to hit. Which is why you just defaulted to that DHC. Pretty sure you'd get a confirm if you did barrel instead, but don't quote me on that. After that, we don't have meter to detonate it at all, do we? Because that's how that works. Very brave up forward. Grippy. Wait, it just explodes on screen when she dies. Or wait, that's what I want to do. Blocking, okay. Mixed. Pokey again. Good PVGC jab. No. This is a really scary place to just do raw jump heavy punch. I feel like I'd want a jumping light beforehand if you were going for this, or if you wanted to just land on them with a button. I think I would rather jump heavy kick here, because jump heavy punch is just... like, it's slow, so it'll lose to the same stuff jump heavy kick does if they decide to contest quickly. But it's a multi-hit, so it's a lot harder for them to chicken block land cancel. You can see how they block it, and then you can like special cancel into toss. I think you can go into stomp if you really want to mess around with things, just make things awkward. Like, you won't get confirms after that, but that's just going down the path of if they block it. That was best case scenario. Ooh. Cornickery. Nice. Good night. Oh. So we're getting caught by the initial pistol and then blocking the for a heavy kick afterwards, which is... it's interesting. I would like to see you possibly try and pillar the initial pistol or the for heavy kick afterwards. Also, I think you had enough time to emigrate there. I don't have the meter, so if you emigrate, they might have just been able to go into Gregor, but if they go into Gregor, I think you can go into Snipe. It's weird, but emigrate is actually really useful for dealing with parasupers in the mirror. Because I don't know how much hit stop bikes has. I know for a fact level 3 you can emigrate on reactin. You take like the first couple of hits and then they don't get a confirm because emigrate eats the rest. So there's things like that to be thinking about. A lot of stuff in this game is a projectile that just gets somewhat stuffed by emigrate. I'm also trying to keep a lookout for the arc of these Dahlia projectiles to see if emigrate is worth it at all, because I kind of like it in, again, the Fuqua and Valentine matchups. No, my bad, sorry. It's my computer. Yep, you're not plus after M-shot. If you're not doing it with an assist, you kind of gotta know that you gotta respect. Wait, that shot goes away on hit? Sniper, confirm. That avoided that. Okay. Mixed. Push block, not quite getting them out. Good use of Absolute Guard. Yeah. That spacing is gonna be very dangerous. I have a feeling jumping to chicken block that or avoid it is probably gonna be pretty strong. Also, if you want to be very sweaty, here you can what do we have for APS? Before I say things, where's the IPS record? Oh, you don't have it in this mode. Okay. Okay. So do that. First string. So you've only used light kick. Is Parasol really too long? I'm pretty sure there's a way for you to get across under here with both of them, but I don't know if Parasol's legs actually prevent you from getting under both of them. That's... Yeah, but so you're just cashing out. For the record, I think if you do that route and try and dash under, you can catch them with Light Punch. And then you might be close enough to the corner to go into stand heavy kick and then catch them with medium kick X2. But it's weird. It's a happy birthday route and not all that important. I can't remember, but if you do the cross under resets meaty, I think they also still keep the assists in them. Like left, right, off the bottom. But then you have to deal with Philia bashing, yada yada yada, so there's a lot of random stuff to be keeping track of. No, your toes. Mixed. Assuming you're dying. They didn't cash out. It's on them. Mistimed it slightly, unfortunate. Bikes. It still wins. Yeah. This is the reason I was yelling at you for just the raw jump heavy punch earlier. It's a slightly different scenario, but it's somewhat similar. It's so sketchy to do it right on top of their head. You kept the corner this time. Play lame. Mixed. Yep. If you're going to be doing this, you really need to be looking out for this sort of stuff. Where did I want to go back to? Okay, a little bit further after this. If they give you the time to do this, one of the things I really like having versus Philia is a tier at my feet. So doing something like L toss right here, or up back L toss, I think you have enough time to get it out, deal with it. Because if you have a toss at your feet, at any point you can dead it if you see them committing to an air dash button, and it almost always trades in your favor. Just stand medium punch. It's a relatively quick button, and it's the fastest one you have to detonate the tier. It really helps box her out. This is a nice attempt at an escape, but they know you doing floating things above their head means they have time to super jump in or throw you. This is a very common answer to Parasols doing this. Keep that in mind for yourself too if you see Parasols floating above you, trying to do like sneaky crap, or like Very does it a lot as well, trying to do left-right stuff. For Philia to get in once they have a tier, it's you stay back, bait with ringlet spikes, or you wave dash in, wave dash out, try and bait them to use the resource. Because it's a very commanding position to be in the matchup, and especially with like the 15 skull seconds that were left, it buys you a nice bit of time. You can also just say, I don't think you have reactions to this, and go in. But that is the song and dance of the Parasol matchup. It's like she has great ways to predictively or preemptively or reactively deal with a lot of Philia's common approaches. So Philia needs to figure out the ways they're doing it, work around them, and then get the hit and make the Parasol pay for losing neutral. Because Philia has some great mixed deal with Parasol. But yeah. Back in. And immediately... Unfortunate. Up high, down low. Reset. Please kill. Nice. So... It's not a big deal, but it's something to be thinking about here. I know you hit them to hit the corner. The major downside to this is you are now starting the next string at full Indizzy, which makes it immediately scaled. Yeah. Yep. This is something I'm in a bad habit of doing too. When you are not doing true block strings into shot, be very careful about who you're doing it to and how often. Because this is what happens. Race does this to me a little bit. Gelato murders me for this. And obviously they both know Parasol pretty well, but other top tier players who don't play Parasol will also be looking for similar things. Be very careful about what is actually a true block string, because the amount of ways people can blow you up for doing a shot in their face mean that doing an untrue block string into shot is a really scary prospect. And in this case, you were trying to go, I'll like keep myself extra plus after the shot. And again, I do this with butchers or cremation all the time, where I'm like light, medium, shot plus assist, and you can start really getting called out for it. Because you went from having a commanding lead to being even asterisk disadvantaged in the corner. And that is so painful. Go burst! Got mixed. Oh, you went for the counter. Does it take the meter if you don't get hit? No. Interesting. Okay. The first time you went for it, I was not gonna... Yep, again. Not a true block string. Into shot, and this is what happens to your soul. That's unfortunate. That is... No! um, I want to go back to this before I see anything. So like in that's a little bit past this. I missed it. Basically, in this distance, especially once you see them go into the air, I personally absolutely love stand heavy punch in this position. It's a very preemptive anti-air, but there's not much Philia can kind of do about you just throwing it out there, especially when she's already in the air. Especially because it has a follow-up, so you can do one and then the second. The second has a slightly smaller hitbox, but you can do one, delay, do the other. You can do them both. And always after the fact, you have to play the game of chicken of, am I going to leave it? Am I going to do a shot afterwards? Or am I going to do pillar afterwards? Or if you have an assist, you can also use that to keep yourself safe. I personally really like it. I know a lot of Parasols who think it's a little too risky. Other things you can do here are like up back light, jumping light button, because they're both really good at boxing her out. There's a couple things, but I really like stand heavy punch in that spot. So I will preach the glory of that button to anyone who will listen. Yeah, and then super jump gets caught by this. It is what it is.
Cameras rolling and action.
Holding all of that. Dash up low. Mix. I really am I feel like I could see you do PVGC Pillar a whole lot more. As soon as I say that, you start matching a little more, but these block things don't look very solid. And I'm assuming because you keep going for this consistently, it's a setup you like going for, or a confirm you like going for. So I'm not gonna say just do 2 HP if you've labbed the character more than I have. AO? Oh wait, her counter doesn't cost meter. Am I crazy? Okay, and if that's the case, I feel like you should be throwing it out a little bit more. Especially for someone like Race, who really just runs at you and presses buttons, and so you at least have to force them to respect it. Blocking all this. Don't know the dead zone just yet. It's a new character. Gun. Jump heavy punch, confirm. Mixing. A little sweaty. See you. Standard incoming. Gets caught a little bit before the Avery can come out. Okay. So I'm just trying to think about the options you have to stuff this Philia doing what she's been doing, because it feels like you're not threatening the spaces she wants to approach. And I know it's a lot easier said than done, especially versus as strong of a Philia as Grace, but I'm trying to think, like, double jab, I know it's a meme. I think it still can get something done, but I'm not gonna chill it as an option when I haven't... I don't know. It could just be awful. One thing I think I could see a little bit more... Oh wait, no, you don't have Kua 2 medium punch. I'm so... Oh, my brain. I'm sorry. Okay, what options do you have to contest that space, then? You have Jab, which is really stubby, kind of slow. It's just really scary to press. Okay, yeah, 2 LP is a meme. 2 MP has 0 disjoints, 2 HP is really slow and committal. Obviously there's H-Luger, but it's slow. And you can get called out for that pretty hard. Up back jump light kick looks pretty good, but if you consistently use that as an option, you're giving up a lot of space. You could be Hornet Bombering a little bit more. Oh no, I wanted to, like, 2 HP is good, it's just... It's a lot to commit to. And sometimes the Philly is close enough that it's not coming out quite fast enough. What is it? 2 HP... 12 frames, depending on how slow you are pressing it, or how minus you were afterwards. You might still get stuffed before it actually comes out. Yeah, and you have a couple options. Holding it also is obviously a thing, and then... Yeah, for double specifically, L-Bomber is probably a reasonable option, but just in general, I think you can be matching on the Philly approach a little bit more. But I also know it's really scrambly scenarios, and you might not be thinking about that all that much. That's just what, I mean, that's exactly where Philia wants to be. Just forcing shenanigans. The bike guy snuck through. That overhead hits her. Okay, good to know. Oh! Yep. I feel that. Tex into the corner. That's... Please. Are you serious? Okay, whatever. Not getting hung up on that. That animation is so depressing. Good pillar. Not quite in range for that. How did you get hit? Oh, it was just jump heavy kick, right? Yeah. Man, her hits are big. Get out. Oh! See a DHC of some sorts. After that all shot. Good counter. Rod tagged on. Good air throw. Oh, that gets you the corner. Level 3. That's awkward. Classic. No punish afterwards. Good 2 HP. Very brave option, but he knew what he was gonna do. Yeah, and so like, yeah, it's a good block. I don't know if you're defaulting to down back, but if you can react to block that, very good blocks. Yeah. It's just, you're holding all of this, and he's not afraid of you mashing. You're doing it very, well, not very well or very consistently. Those aren't the words I'm looking for. You're doing it a reasonable amount once he's gotten the hit for like the actual mix. You just watched him run up or dash up, press a button twice before that hairball got called. It wasn't just the last scenario where mashing would have been good. It was like 3 good blocks followed by I finally got opened up at the end. It's showing you're willing to contest an approach is really important for dealing with, especially Parasol. There are certain other matchups as well, but like letting this character get away with running at you and just pressing in your face lets her use her really good overhead low approach mix, etc. Yeah, and I mean that's true for the majority of the cast. If you let them do what they want to do, they will do what they want to do and be very happy about it. Mixed, unfortunate. Yep, and now he's baiting you. Or that was a drop. I'm not sure which, but yeah. But you've seen he's willing to do nothing mix. Start factoring that into the calculations. Unfortunate drop, but they weren't blocking or mashing. Good blocks. I love her jab, man. She just slaps you. Hit scaled massively. Very brave pressing a button, but it's a good idea. Now you're doing it to him. Battle shot block strings. How did that hit? What? Where is this going? There's no way. Are you serious? I was just like, Parasol does not have a hitbox up there. What just happened? Okay. Sure. That's just so unfortunate. Were you just not blocking? Oh no, it was a counter hit, so there wasn't Mendozi. I see. Nah. Juice is gonna find that and call me a liar. Yeah, so I was kind of waiting for this. You've been going for a very similar round start every single time, or for at least the past couple of rounds. And so, at least now that you've seen he's hard calling you out for it, I want to see an adjustment in later games. Grippy. Too OP. That's not usually a really good panic button for Para. It's alright, but eh. First, playing Nooch. Got assist routes. Drop the assist routes. Calling your assist should probably not be an option for a couple of seconds. You want it to get some red health back. Uh-oh. Ayo, you have these. No! Almost. Your assist got out of there. Heavy counter. Unfortunate. You wanted it. Is that? Huh. Interesting. So, what did we... I'm assuming we did 2 LP. But that's the same side mid, is it not? Oh, I know the frame data of that situation well enough to understand what you can or can't do. I'm assuming that was another misinput L-Bomber, which is just painful. Because you're right. Getting used to that dead zone is gonna be so weird. Oh. The teleport. Snipe. I see. Okay, yeah. This mirror, I don't know what to tell you. Good job. Alright, what do you do with advantage? Very patient, no punish, unfortunate. That was really awkward. I do see you teching back into the corner a decent bit. It's not super punishing here. You still give them some undizzy back, and then you're stuck in the corner. It's something I want to see as like a deliberate choice to mess with people's wake-up timings rather than a habit that I've been seeing, because especially at higher end dizzies, it's just pain to give them all that undizzy basically for free. Good job navigating the neutral though. Keep the corner. You could have spent 2 bar and been fine. If you wanted to spend the extra bar, I would have rather you not gone for the reset, because I think you had the damage anyway with para level 3 DHC. Good blocks. Let's see. What were we pressing? there. So we get her off of us. Push block. Oh, I went a little too far back. Let's... One more push block. Dash up. Dash up to okay. Okay. Not what I thought you were doing, so I'm not as upset about that. Just guessed wrong after the push block interaction. The one thing you do need to recognize is for that, if you're gonna dash up after push block like that, it will go that way most of the time because it's not actually your turn after the push block. You're just trying to catch them being a little bit slow. Or being patient, etc. That's like something you do after you've conditioned them to respect mash. It's a habit I used to do a lot. I still do it sometimes. No! Please, no. Okay. Obviously not killing after that hit confirm is very sad, but you saved it. That level 3 was really scary. M shots, M shots. PBT jab. I like the way you've been using it. It seems to have been pretty well timed a lot throughout the set. Grippy. Right, you've been given space. You have yet to actually advance from the corner. You finally just chose to do it at a kind of weird time, but tis what it is. Blocking all of that. Oh no. Good job. Unfortunately, no punish. Good throw afterwards. You have those confirms. Seem to need to figure out the projectile war between these two characters a little bit more. They do also have an L shot, so it's obviously a little bit less in your favor, but seems you're not quite catching them where you... Or you're getting caught a lot by them just out-positioning you slightly. That is one way to get better at a character. I need to watch a lot of PSN. I just need to steal some of their garbage because my team needs more stuff. And I have like an amalgam of a lot of their shells. So 96. Okay. Still got a chunk more games. Just keep on trucking. Really brave. Good patience, dealing with the trap. Death. What a confirm. You're safe. Again, you can emigrate here, save your system life. It's a weird thing to get used to. I would have really liked a dash up right here. I don't know if you wanted one and didn't get it, but... Oh, no punish. I'm caught. Are you dead? No. Really surprised they didn't snap in then. Yep. Unfortunately, Para is really good at punishing that. I was gonna say her gun is empty, so keep that in mind. She might want to back off, but you just... Yeah, unfortunate.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's showtime.
Dahlia mirror. Oh, we got a teleport away. Gets tagged by L shot, unfortunately. Tech forward throw. Yeah. It's one of the reasons I really like tech forward is you can do tech forward an aggressive option, and sometimes it really just messes with people. Obviously, use in moderation, but teching backwards is just... I get why it's a default habit. Sometimes it just ain't it. That was whack. You knew it was gonna drop. Get her back in there. Okay. So obviously you're new to the character, and I can't tell you if there is a side swap. If there is, the thing to be thinking about here is, what is my bar getting me here? And so the red health you're taking off the Dahlia is like 100% probably more than any single super word will do. The major downside is it's basically the same as spending the bar to end a combo that isn't actually killing the character. And the reason I say that is because this incoming is mid-screen. It's so much less of a threat that this character might actually like get one-tapped and just instantly die because they're coming in this far away from you, compared to coming in the corner, having to block a left-right, and then more often than not being stuck in the corner afterwards, having to hold one or two more layers. But you got the hit, you got the throw, lost track of IPS, and she gets out. Unfortunate. Oh no! Throw there! Oh, you were already doing it, never mind. Is that barrel gonna explode ever? I don't know how this super works. Nope, okay. Weird. Oh no. How did this happen? Oh, I see. Unfortunate. But he messed up. You still lose half a life bar. Blocking all this. The assist eats the 2 HP. DHC, Gill, light kick, heavy kick. Yep. Get the corner carry. Oh no! Slightly too far away. You don't need to be afraid of that assist in your face. Good, confirm. Alright. Dash up low. Keep it simple. Okay. Oh. Hive mind around start. Gives me a giggle. Right. She's gotta have something for side swapping. Almost. That button is massive. Pressing a button coming in, that barrel really ate her Luger. Okay. So, I see you like using the float a lot. I will recommend you think about using jump heavy kick as well. The float's a little slow and a bit like telegraphed what you're doing afterwards. The jump heavy kick just straight up basically changes your jump arc, because you're floating a little bit on the front. And so that is the one I go to a little bit more. It's the one Gelato tends to do, and I think that's who recommended. I mess around with it a lot more. So just a thing to be thinking about as well. Using jump heavy kick for the mobility rather than the medium kick. The medium kick obviously is the only one you can get like the tier bounces and stuff on. Yeah, it's just the float is a little sketchy. Eliza Hive Mind. You're not Eliza, what's her name? Dahlia. Wrong big lady. That's cute. Although, a thing to be... Actually, wait. Which team is this? Oh, this is the Napalm Pillar one, never mind. I was about to say, you could think about alpha countering there into L-Shot, but, went for the counter. It's been a while since we've seen that. You've kind of calmed down on... Oh wait, no, that was... I lost track. Wrong color, my bad. Alright, we got the hit. So... well, never mind. Things were happening faster than I remembered. Alright. Get thrown, unfortunate. safe. Sting immediately. Good air throw. What's the mix? No! Oh, you're going for those routes though. Let's see. Yep. Literally get a little bit too close before we went into the oh crap, I need to be doing the I need to get buttons out there mode. Just a little too slow. Wait. What? Actually, just for good measure. Yeah, time. So 5 more. What else is there? Once again, the Parasol just kind of did dash up low 4 times, and then wasn't afraid to do dash up high afterwards. It goes a little bit back to the making them afraid to approach you point, but there were assists making L-Bomber, etc. awkward. Although you can kind of throw 2 HP out there to just check that sort of stuff, if you have time. That's a really good option to check approaches. Hit with the DP mix. That counter lasts a while. It's both. Good awareness. I'm trying to remember what else I've seen you do. Because you gave that Philia a lot of space out of the corner there. Which, if you're doing other things, is not awful, but if it's your default, I'll keep an eye out for that. They're in. L shot into overhead, Lamau. That DHC does not work nicely. Death. I do it too, Pharma. But the thing is, it's not necessarily that it's defensive neutral, it's that when you have that commanding space in the corner, and especially when you're at like very happy Parasol Disjoint range, where it's like 5 HP, 2 MP, all that sort of stuff is kind of like in range or just barely out of range, but they need to approach you to get out of the corner. That is like the bread and butter. I will hold my ground and make it so obnoxious for you to actually get to me. But I can 100% kind of understand just saying, I want space to breathe, I want to see what you do. The one kind of annoying thing about going all the way full screen... What? Is that you can't punish them for taking space aggressively most of the time, so... It's really hard to regain that ground once you've conceded it. Getting mixed. You really are going for 2LK in a lot of iffy / like scramble situations, and it seems to be getting you blown up. Another good PVGC jab. Caught your backdash. That is so unfortunate. Yeah, I was about to say, like, I would really like a 2 HP there. The 2LK is not gonna cover remotely near as many options. I understand. You did say the set was also late at night. It happens. I feel that.
Make it flashy, guys. Action.
Bully that assist. Yes. Fire. Wait, did they rework Fire Shot? I probably didn't read the patch notes thoroughly. I saw they changed it, I didn't realize it was that big of a change. Man, I have been paying attention. Kind of do want to end up saying it again. I really, like, I probably will press jump heavy punch here sometimes. I also really do like jump heavy kick in these scenarios where you're just landing on people. Oh, you can bait it to hit your assists. Interesting. Meterless? Cute. You got a tier on you. Their tier's gonna mess that up. PVGC punish. Oh. PVGC getting hit. Counter hit again. Deal affiliate incoming. First. Gets hit low, gets hit overhead. 2LP, feels bad. Good night. Punish. Already learning a little bit of Oki. I like it. And I like that so much more. I saw you do it earlier where you just hit them with 2 shots at the same time and applied 0 pressure. What in the world is that? It's an overhead. With a little bit of spaghetti. Thank you. That double jab is so depressing, man. Not meaty, so opens the window for this. Overextending with the tier on you, getting hit overhead again. It seems like the major way Racist Philia is actually just in on you. And so when that's the case, it's always gonna have to be an overhead for the most part. So you can obviously like default to blocking high and then get blown up low. That's a thing. You can start trying to threaten pillars there. It depends on the IAD pressure, but oftentimes you can get a jab in. It's scary, and obviously sometimes if you do it, you'll get hit because it's in different scenarios. But I would 100% recommend figuring out like just push blocking and then jabbing Philia, because if they notice you keep getting hit overhead, they're going to keep going overhead, which means you can start really trying to shut down their IAD pressure. Obviously, this leads down to the rock, paper, scissors, where they like do micro dash 2 medium kick, low profile your jab, and get in. And so you start kind of going down that line. But layer 1, what you're getting hit by, those are a couple of things to be thinking about in order to deal with it.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's showtime.
Doing some nooch. Shooting shots, taking names, dashing into the shot, questionable choice. There's too many things calling shots. Why are there so many name overlaps in this game now? Mashing. Pick up. Pharma, you forgot the original. People call Bayo toss now, so you have to distinguish between Paratoss and Bayotoss as well. All of her specials. It's already all gone. Oh yeah. Instead of hurl or whatever. I definitely feel like I hear it more as toss. I'm like, yeah, it's chair toss. I'm like, Urgh. Nope. You were just holding all of that and then decided to start being really violent. One final lease at life. You're gonna get pillared. Yep. Good night. Oh, that's unfortunate. So yeah, in those whole block strings, you were push blocking in weird spots. And then again, the thing to be thinking about is what are real parasol block strings, and so I think it's sweep, stand heavy kick, and stand heavy punch, the first one, if they're point blank or all true block strings. I think everything else is fake, and you can just mash on and get in. Obviously, that requires good reaction times, a very like trying to be really present about what they're doing, what their habits have been, and so you know what you're looking for. But that's a big thing to be thinking about, especially when a pair is just sticking on you, because sometimes they're doing it by quote unquote cheating, if you want to say it like that. There were a lot of games. I said a lot of random things. I'm trying to think of like overarching themes. I feel like the main one was kind of just wants you to mash in neutral specifically a little bit more. And I feel you. It's an issue I have too. I'm pretty sure JP would definitely call me a defensively neutral player as well. But sometimes, like the cliche quote, a good or like the best defense is a good offense, and that applies to this in a different way, where it's like if you show them you're willing to be violent, if you're willing to choose a option they have to respect, they will start respecting it, which gives you more space. You have a little bit more time to think about what you're doing. And obviously everything in moderation. Pillar sometimes, don't pillar others, keep them guessing. Always just like you want it to be in the mental stack is where it is at the end of the day, so that they don't feel comfortable to just go in after every single push block. Or just in neutral, they're like, I can run forward because they won't do anything about it. And then other things to be doing about that, if you don't want to commit to mashing, is putting up buttons preemptively. Parasol is really good at this. Her jab is phenomenal. 2 medium punch, great option. Stand heavy punch, a little bit more committal. I still love it. And then her other buttons are also pretty good. But her kicks are a little stubby. Dahlia, I don't know which button it is, where she like throws her scarf out. Like she has some massive buttons on the ground, in the air too. But like throwing those out preemptively, because they're also just going to be hard to punish. It's the same thing for all of the parasol options I had talked about. And then with double 2LP, depending on the situation, but it's not really a disjoint. 2 HP is a great button. Fugazi Knuckle is also an option, but it's slower, so it's for a little bit further away. And so whether it's mashing, which is like the most violent option, or preemptively taking the space with your buttons, I feel like those are probably the things you want to be thinking about. And that also works into becoming a little bit less of a defensive player for neutral. That is one of my biggest things I'm thinking about for Parasol, is like, what can I be pushing, when, where, and why? If it goes wrong, what are my backup plans? So like, what shots do I need to be doing to cover? So it's like, if I'm doing 2 medium punch and instead of running at me, they just empty hopped, I'm going, do I L shot here? Do they air dash over it? Do I M shot here? Can they get in the dead zone in time? Do I call an assist and do nothing and just hope I recover in time? Do I wait a little bit and pillar? Like, you just kind of start running through these backup plans of... And obviously, this is a lot to be going through your head all at once. That's where you start trying to think about one piece at a time, and then slowly adding that into your default game plan, your default autopilot, for where all of a sudden you're just playing neutral, where you're pressing buttons, which is kind of where you want to be, especially if you're getting told you're being a little bit too defensive and neutral. It's like you're pressing buttons, and then you realize immediately, I've seen this situation before because I've been practicing it. Here's what I do next, and it just comes gatling out. And then that's when you start thinking about, here's how they're adapting to what I'm doing. I have these options. I'll think about doing this next time instead of trying to autopilot into something that they've been punishing a couple of times. And I mean that's kind of where you get into like the really nitty gritty of high level neutral, where it's like you're doing your character's things, but you're also playing the opponent. Other than that, obviously, I mean, the Dahlia needs a little work, but it's a new character. Stuff just recently got reworked. You said, I mean, you played like a first to 40 or something ridiculous, so you got a lot of games and got to see what Rice likes to do with theirs. You already mentioned you stole some stuff. That character's going to be growing. There were a couple of times, first to 50. Yeah. Gaming. There were a couple of times I feel like you could have either fished for an alpha counter, especially when you're running L shot. Obviously, it depends on a lot of the situations and who else is out, because you can get punished for alpha countering into something like L shot, or going into a safe DHC. Which versus snipe is scary, because obviously you can't like cat heads full screen, you get sniped on reaction, and if they have the DHC they get a confirm. But you do have a ton of really good safe DHCs, or at least pseudo safe, like at a distance, where you can get a reload in, you can get a barrel on screen, you can do cat heads, you can just get a monster out. Bikes from full screen is usually really hard to punish. You have all those options to try and save a character and get a little bit of red life back. So there's that, and it was something I kind of just, I felt like I saw characters die a little bit more than I wanted them to. They were left to die, and obviously there can be arguments made for that. If you're thinking about why you're leaving them in to die, if you want that meter, if you think it's important, by all means, make that argument, fight that fight. If it's working for you, keep going. Just another thing to be thinking about, because getting red life back is really important. Because one way to think about life is more meter as well. So you're spending meter to make it back, because every time you're getting hit, every time you're blocking, you're getting a little bit of that meter back. That's why certain things like healing for Eliza are pretty strong as well. Other than that, I can't remember anything else major. Again, I said a lot throughout the entirety of the review, so probably better for you to just end up skimming through it again, seeing what else comes up, making notes of that, because I'm not remembering them currently. Did you have any other questions that you don't think I addressed? I definitely was not fully on top of it for the whole review. Okay. If that's the case, I hope some of the advice helped. I hope that a lot of it makes sense. If you're watching through and you see a situation and if I didn't talk about something you want answered, or if you want me to re-explain anything I did talk about, give me a ping when you're watching. If it's timestamp specific, shoot the timestamp. I'll gladly address anything else. Yeah. Thanks for shooting in replays.